Hey, good morning everyone. Boss CL here again. So, nakita nyo naman sa ating intro that we have a new bike. Well, actually, it's not a new bike. Luma na to. But it's a new bike in our garage. So, wala na yung WR155 natin. So, in short, we have traded the WR155 for this old bike. It's a Yamaha R3 2017 model. Luma na, di ba? Our WR155 is a 2021 model with 5,000 kilometers in the odometer. Wala pa nga, actually, it's 4,800 tayo. This one, almost 24,000 in the odometer nung nakipag-swap tayo. So what gives? Di ba? Why trade a very good condition WR155 which we were excited to get last time dito sa napakalumang bike? So recall muna tayo why we got the WR155 in the first place. So before, we have been reporting to the office twice a week dito sa may bandang Cubao, and we preferred using yung big bikes natin in our work commute, yung papunta natin sa office. Although meron tayong scooter, and scooter would actually be more convenient, pero we'd rather use the big bike, o yung Duke 390 natin, papasok. Primarily because we are enjoying our work commute to the office using a manual bike. Mas enjoy siya eh. Especially kung ganito kaluwag yung daan. Kasi alanganing oras tayo pumasok ng office eh. We report mid-shift. So pag tanghali naman, maluwag ang kalsada, traffic is not really that of a big problem sa commuting natin. Now, because maluwag ang kalsada, it's more fun using a manual bike. The downside of using a manual bike kasi is that it's more expensive, it's heavier, and parking is much harder sa office. So yun yung mga binigay natin dahilan why we started looking for an alternative manual bike na pwede natin gamitin. And we decided on getting the WR155 primarily because unang-una, mas maliit siya in terms of dimensions and the weight. Malaking factor yon, lalo na sa traffic. Pangalawa is that it would be more frugal, more inexpensive in terms of maintenance and gasoline. And aside from that, it would still have that fun factor na hinahanap natin sa isang bike. Sabi nga natin, magko-commute na nga lang tayo, diba? Mas maganda na tipong we are enjoying our daily commute to the office. Nakita natin yung WR155, bukod sa pogi, it's a manual bike that we could use. Fun factor, diba? We could use it off-road. Well, but then the moment we got the WR15, first month that we got the bike, we were definitely enjoying the bike kasi, you know, just like any bike enthusiast know, we enjoy the endless possibilities of modifying the bike, of personalizing the bike. So nandun, nag-enjoy tayo sobra-sobra. So we got through all the maintenance, all the repairs for that bike, all the mods. Kaso nung natapos na yung honeymoon stage with the WR15, doon ko na nararamdaman natin pong bitin. And I think I mentioned this in my previous vlog na if there is something na downside ng WR155, it would be the actual performance of the bike. Well, as you know, WR155 is not built for the road, diba? It is actually built for off-road, but we are using the WR155 sa, well, basically on the road conditions. That being said, yung configurations and setup ng WR155 is more on the usable torque sa off-road. So if we would be using that on the road, compromise ang kanyang acceleration and speed if we are planning to use that 100% on the road. And true enough, yun nga agad yung napansin natin with the WR155. Napakabagal. Napakabagal ng WR15 considering among its peers or among its category na 150 series dirt bike. Siya na yung supposedly pinakamagandang performance, di ba? Pinakamagandang engine specs. But then again, yun nga, nababagalan tayo. And it has similar characteristics with the MT-15 and the R15 that we used before. Na tipong you really need to rev the bike to get the desired torque. And well, actually, I wouldn't really say na meron speed yung WR155. Kasi no matter how I twist the throttle, uma-average lang ako ng around 80 to 85. Well, kaya naman ng 100, pero it would be a long stretch. Talagang gigil na yung bike. Parang magkakalasan na yung mga parts niya. Again, di ba, it's designed for low speed, off-road. So basically, we cannot really expect top speed in that bike. Napakabagal, grabe. And it takes me forever to reach 100. And nakakaawa yung bike pag pinuwersa natin. Probably you could say I chose the wrong bike kasi it's not really designed for the road, which is basically yun naman talaga yung unang habol natin. We wanted a bike na tipong gagamitin natin, may enjoy natin on the road, and I'm not really enjoying it. Ang sabi ko nga, kukunin natin to kasi gagamitin natin siya off-road, pero ever since I got the bike, hindi naman natin nagamit siya off-road, kaya all the comparison is being done on road conditions. Talaga, shit. Kaya naman we planned actually to upgrade the bike. Well, kasama na yun sa plano natin eh. Pero considering the cost of, you know, boring up the bike para ika nga tumaas yung displacement, gumanda-ganda yung torque with a higher displacement, we're assuming that it would improve the pull of the bike. But we're not sure, diba? Hindi natin alam eh. Yung bore up na ginawa natin is for a scooter, you know, and not really for a manual bike. So maraming hula dyan, and yung mga hula na yan would cost money. That is why napaisip tayo, if what we're enjoying is speed on such open roads, might as well get a bigger bike ulit, diba? At dun pumasok yung idea na tipong ano bang bike ang hindi pa natin nasusubukan. And dun pumasok ngayon yung sports bike or touring bike. Well, I did mention sports bike, diba? Parang I wasn't really mentioning about a Yamaha R3. Actually, I wasn't really even thinking about the R3. Yung mga bike na kinoconsider natin earlier was actually a bigger bike. Kinoconsider natin is a Ninja 400 or an RC390, at least expressway ready. Kasi I don't think that it would be useful having a sports bike na tipong hindi mo naman magamit on long stretches like expressways. Kung tutusin nga, dun magsha-shine ang sports bike. But then, you know, naisip natin, it's a few times already na tipong kumuha tayo ng second hand bike. We are looking at possible gastos when we get a second-hand bike. We were hoping to sell the WR155 and get another bike of almost the same value. Tapos yung extra money natin would go into, you know, maintaining the bike, yung mga initial maintenance ng bike. But then, looking at all the possibilities of a replacement bike, lahat gastos, grabe. The cheapest Ninja 400 I was able to look at is 200,000. Meron ako nakita 180, pero it's suspiciously cheap, so nakakatakot yun. And same thing with the RC390. On the average, it is pegged at around 180 to 200. Mataas, considering yung value ng WR would be around 130. Ang laki na idadagdag natin, bababa natin just for us to get that bike. And we are hoping na kung wala na tayong expenses after sana, parang talagang palit bike na lang. Doon pumasok ngayon yung idea na, oops, magkano na lang ba yung Yamaha R3? And surprisingly, The first generations of the Yamaha R3 is of the same value nung WR155 natin. So we were actually posting the WR155 without any idea kung ano pa yung anong bike yung ipapalit natin. Our primary goal at that time, benta muna natin and at least we'll have an option kung ano yung bibili natin bike afterwards. But then someone messaged me na tipong gusto makipag-swap, as in straight swap. And you know, I don't know, the cheapskate in me was enticed na tipong, oy, wala na akong babayaran, I would get to dispose the bike and get a bigger bike. Yun lang naman habol ko at that time eh. And I looked at the bike, mukha namang okay. There were already parts that have been upgraded already, so less gastos supposedly. So yun, pumayag ako sa swap and I got this bike for the same value as our WR15. So technically nag-downgrade ako. Well, someone would ask, bakit ko sinasabi nag-downgrade ako? Shouldn't it be said sa nangyari is nag-upgrade ako ng bike? Well, technically sasabihin ko I downgraded. First of all, mas modelo yung WR155 natin. It is in tip-top condition. I spent money putting that bike in very good condition. As in talagang maganda condition yung WR155. Kung hindi lang talaga nabibitin ako sa performance ng bike na yun, hindi ko papakawalan yun eh. So yun nga, it is a newer bike. It is in tip-top condition and it has a very low mileage. Tapos ipapalit natin a very old bike, 2017, with a very high mileage, 24K. And unfortunately, when I got the bike, ang daming issues. Well, when I was testing the bike, hindi naman, well, you wouldn't really find issues on the bike until you get to use the bike for several times, diba? When we got the bike, okay siya eh. But then, when I got the bike, I wasn't able to use the bike for, grabe, siguro it's more than a month. Inasikaso ko po yung papel na nagkaroon ng issue sa pagkuha ng plaka. There were issues on the thermostat, thermo switch, and other parts that we had to order. And surprisingly, nagtataka ako, it is a Yamaha. I was expecting na tipong readily available yung mga parts niya. Grabe, inabot ako ng almost a month kasi wala makuwang pyesa. I had to order it straight from the Yamaha factory, and you know, the waiting time is 3 weeks on the average, diba? And minsan kasi nakakasar eh, tipong sira tong ganito, so we had to order, wait for 3 weeks, mas malalaman natin may sira ulit, then we had to order the part again online and through Yamaha, and we had to wait several more days or weeks even. Tagal, grabe, parang gigil na gigil na akong gamitin nito. And I got the bike September and it's almost November. I still can't use the bike kasi nasa shop siya, or I'm still waiting for yung papel. Grabe. I was actually regretting my decision nga, natin pong malas ata natin pong nakipag-swap tayo. Dapat hindi. Kasi ang ayos-ayos na ng bike natin, tapos kumuha tayo ng sakit ng ulo, di ba? Well, that's the gamble when getting a second-hand bike, di ba? You wouldn't know yung mga surprises sa'yo ng bike until you get them already. But then again, is it a fun bike? Well, initially yes. Kasi grabe, sports bike talaga, lakas makapogi, and that I must admit. Pero I'm somehow disappointed in this bike. May torque siya, yes, pero it's a heavy bike. I'm saying this in comparison or in relation to my other big bike nga, which is 390 Duke. Mabigat to the hamak as compared to the 390 Duke. And the performance of this bike is, how would I put this, far off from the one I got used to with the KTM bikes. KTM bikes kasi sipa agad eh. That kind of torque you get from a KTM bike. This one kasi very linear, and I'm not really used to a linear bike, alam mo yun. And doon pa rin yung characteristic ng Yamaha na tipong you have to rev the bike para makuha mo yung desired performance. Yun nga lang, with the 390 Duke, konti lang yung difference nila sa displacement eh. With the 390 Duke, I could get to 100 kilometers per hour very easily, very quickly. Dito medyo okay din naman, pero I could feel it takes more effort. That is why kahit na alam kong mabigat yung bike, I could feel the bike heavy. Kasi parang ang bagal ng acceleration. So parang pakiramdam mo, napakabigat ng bike na dala-dala mo. Unlike in the 390 Duke. Well, magaan naman yung 390 Duke eh. Pero the almost instant acceleration with the 390 Duke, alam mo yung pakiramdam na tipong napaka-nimble na bike niya, napakagaang. This one, it is sluggish. Parang ganon. Parang it takes a while para galitin mo yung makina. Unlike in the Duke, ganon eh. Well, that's one of the disappointments I got from this bike. The other thing is, probably it's just isolated to this bike. There are two things na ayoko dito. Unang-una is, it has a very weak braking system. I don't know if it's the same for other R3s, pero nahihinaan ako sobra dito sa bike na to, yung braking system. It doesn't have ABS alam mo yun, to the point na tipong hindi ako makapag-drive tulad ng how I drive the 390 Duke. Aggressive, braking late, because tayo na kinakabahan ako lagi dito when I'm using this bike. Meron siyang preno pero not as strong as my 390 Duke. Dun ramdam ko talaga dito putix, parang it takes a while for it to brake. Nakakatakot naman din lakasan to kasi wala nga ABS, baka mag-skid lang. Pero still, I don't have the confidence in its braking power, kaya hindi na ako nagmamabilis in the first place. So aside from the questionable braking power na itong braking strength na itong R3, yung pinalit pa dito na tires ng dating may-ari, Beast tires. Akala ko dati maganda yung Beast tires kasi marami nagsasabi na maganda daw yung Beast tires, makapit, mabilis lang mapudpod. So parang Diablo Rossi, di ba? It's false, it's fake news. Grabe puta, sobrang dulas, to the point na tipong ilang beses nang bumitaw yung gulong ko at the very slightest dampness of the road. Lalo na yung mga puting guhit na ganyan. Ang dami pa man din ganyan sa Antipolo. And you know how it is in Antipolo, di ba? Winding roads, tapos biglang all of a sudden basa yung kalsada. And whenever the road is wet, bumibitaw yung gulong nito. I don't know, is it because hard compound tong tires na nakalagay sa akin? Malapad siya, magandang tignan pogi, pero performance wise, I wouldn't really trust my life on these tires. Ayoko naman palitan kasi sobrang bago pa ng gulong so nag-iisip ako kung papalitan ko siya. But ayun nga, poor braking and very slippery tires. I can't enjoy riding this bike actually. Lagi akong kinakabahan. So I end up riding the bike na ganito-ganito lang parang marahan lang. So parang useless pagiging sports bike na ito kung hindi ko rin naman mapabilis, di ba? The only consolation I'm getting from this bike is that pogi you know, every time we pass by yung mga yan, yung mga ganyang glass walls, ang pogi talaga, malakas makapogi ang sports bike. Kahit pangit ka, pumupogi ka sa paningin ng iba basta naka-helmet ka That's the strong point na itong sports bike. Grabe. So yun na nga, we're hoping we could have more time with this R3 para ma-enjoy naman natin, para hindi sayang yung pag-swap natin. But then again, napapaisip tayo kung magtatagal sa atin yung R3 My son already tried riding this bike, kaya naman. Pero I don't know if we could use this on a road trip na bayan-bayan, kasi if he would be using this, I would be using the 390 Duke. Ang ending namin, bayan-bayan din kami, which is no different from using the Aerox, diba? So I'm actually still looking for something na tipong magagamit namin on an expressway. Pero for the time being, I would try to enjoy this bike as much as I can. Sayang eh, andito na yan. Pero kung bibitawan natin, hindi ko sure. Bahala na. And we're not even sure how long this bike would remain in my garage. Hindi ko nga alam kung mabibenta pa to eh. Pero bahala na. My bike doesn't, my son doesn't want na ibenta namin to eh, kasi na-enjoy niya yung pagka-sports bike nito, which I'm not really a sports bike person. But anyway, dito na ako sa office. Bigyan ko na lang kayo ng walk around na itong bike para at least ma-appreciate nyo yung bike physically. Okay?